Hello and welcome to another edition of the Get Growing Weekly Work Session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by the one and only Colin from our team. Hey, Colin, what's up?
How you doing, everyone?
Hey, so today we are going to talk about a new and exciting way for you to collect leads, nurture, and follow up with them from your website. We're going to talk about how this is something that you can basically gather intelligence with, right? This is going to provide a really great way, not just for you to see if someone is interested in what you have to say, what you do, and of course, what you offer, but for you to be able to follow up with them in a way that really meets where they are so that you've got a better likelihood of getting them started. Right? So we're going to explore some of these things today. We're going to work through this process together. We're going to learn a little bit more about this feature that we released last week called custom GPTs. Now, this is available in just about every single plan in GetOiling. I think Seed, which is like our very basic starter, like $9 a month package. Every other plan has at least one custom GPT that you can build. And maybe the one that we create today will be the one that you use. So today we're going to get into what that looks like. Colin and I are going to pop out of video and we'll come back and join you here in just a bit. And let's talk about what it looks like to engage in lead generation, right? So getting leads for your Young Living business, or if you offer things alongside your Young Living business, if you're a coach, a consultant, a service provider, perhaps leads that could become your clients here as well. We'll talk about how we can take our idea of a lead magnet or a free offer and turn that into a real conversation and not just a number on your list. Because at the end of the day, the sooner we can move from treating the people on our list like numbers, and this includes how we treat our customers, and we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail here in coming weeks. But today we're going to talk about how we get our leads and how we engage them. So let's get into it. So today we're going to talk about how to build an interactive lead magnet using GetOiling's custom GPT feature. We're going to talk about how we can collect the kind of context that our leads need to be able to move forward, right? For you to be able to close more customers without having to be plugged in and available to speak with people every single hour of the day. What we're basically proposing here is that with this feature, your website can do a lot more heavy lifting for you on the regular so that you can be tapped in to show up where it matters most so that you can be spending more of your time how you want to spend it, whether that is on things that your business needs or on things you want to do or need to do for other parts of your life. And then, of course, as always, we will get into live help and Q&A today as well. So if you have questions here on the call, please feel free to add them to the Q&A. Colin is here to capture those as I'm talking. And of course, I'm happy to work through any live demos and talk through any of this with you guys here after we get through our initial slides and demonstration. If you're watching this as a replay, come join us. We're live every Thursday at noon US Eastern Time. GetOiling.com/weekly work session is where you want to go to sign up. If you would like to work together on a call like this one, you can go to GetOiling.com/website review. This is an opportunity to get together on the latter half of a call like this that we hold on Thursdays, where we can look through, as it notes here, your website. If you're designing pages or if you're creating systems or you're just getting started and you want a hand, you've got an opportunity to join us here on this live call. But we also do have the opportunity to connect other times of the week, right? So if Thursdays at noon Eastern US time is not your jam, Pam is available as well. She is on a completely other time zone than me, and then this Eastern time zone here. There are more opportunities to connect with someone live, and these are small group calls. You don't sit through a training; you can just go straight to your help. Now, if you would like to go maybe right to getting it done, so instead of going straight to help, you'd like to go straight to finished, you can do that as well. Our team, GetOiling.com/concierge, can help you get whatever project you're dreaming up done. All right, so let's talk about the problem. Now, I understand first, before I say anything else here, there's nothing wrong with having a funnel on your website that is a form where people put their name and email. We all need it. If you don't have one yet, I'll show you where you can get started today beyond just using this GPT feature. But there is there's a little bit of a problem that shows up here that you may be familiar with, but I think that you'll understand where I'm going with this, even if you're new. So at the end of the day, what a funnel is and what a lead magnet is sort of a carrot that we're dangling, right? So we are putting information out into the world and saying, hey, I've got something for free. And if this is for you, I want to know who you are, right? So put your name and email in here. I'm going to give you this thing that's attractive and valuable to you. And of course, on my end, that means I have a lead. That means I have someone that I can follow up with and help move closer to purchasing what it is that I sell, right? Because that free thing is often related to the thing that I sell, or at least related to the problem that it solves in some way, right? So you create this valuable thing, and maybe it's a download, maybe it is a video, maybe it's a free course. Whatever that might be, you have something that is free that you place on your website for people to put in their name and email, right? So someone puts in their name and email, they opt in, right? And you get their information. You now have a lead, but that's it. That person could be ready to talk to someone right now, right? They might be ready to buy. They might be ready to take next steps. They could be somebody who's just poking around, who isn't ready to speak to someone yet. And with the traditional setup of this, you don't know the difference. There's no way to know really when they just put their name and email into a form, whether or not they could be your next best customer or even brand partner, or if they're just somebody who's tooling around and grabbing something that they see that's free, that's interesting enough to them, right? And both of these are good, right? Getting a lead is a good thing. The person obviously in the first bucket is most likely to become a customer sooner. And the second is one that might need to hear from you for 6 months to 2 years or who knows how long before they become your next best customer or lead. Both of these are good, right? But it's important for you to be able to strike where the iron is hot, right? And the reason why there is a little bit of a deficiency in the traditional format of a funnel is because a form can't tell you if this person is actively looking, or if they're just curious, or if they've tried other things already, or what outcome they actually care about. So you end up sending the same stuff, right? Cookie cutter stuff to everyone. And it's just throwing spaghetti at the wall, right? Like which one's going to stick? Is something going to stick here, right? So what we're doing is fine if this is what you've got in place, right? But there is a better way that I want to invite you to consider today. So a conversation can do something very different than just collecting information on a form, right? So a chat, which is what I'm going to show you how to set up today, isn't about filling out a form. It actually feels like getting help. So their experience feels more valuable at the outset before they even give you their information. And that builds trust. Trust makes it more likely that they'll give you their email at all in the first place, right? And when it's an exchange, people tend to share more, right? When we aren't treated like a number, we act like our full selves, right? So we can ask questions like, where are you stuck? What have you tried? What matters most to you right now? And then by the end of a short chat, you will know about this person what a form would never ask, right? Or if we do have page forms in GetOiling, if you wanted to build a form that asked these questions, it's harder to get a lead who doesn't know you to fill the whole thing out because it's a lot of information, right? And it feels, when it's a form, like work. When you see all of the forms you now have to fill out, it feels like work to the brain. And it also can feel intrusive because you see the volume of information that they now feel like you're expecting them to provide. In a chat, you don't see that, right? In a chat, this feels light, it feels simple, it feels easy, right? So this becomes something that allows you to collect more information than you would be able to. And I think you'd be able to convert more readily. You would have more people successfully completing the process with a chat than you would if you asked the same questions in a longer form, right? So what changes on your end is where this gets really powerful, right? You now know who's ready and who's still researching before you ever reach out, right? And your first message to them is a response to what they shared and not a guess, right? This is where it gets really powerful. Again, people know that when they put names and emails on forms on websites that they might get a free thing that they want. They also know that they're going to be getting emails from that person moving forward. But if that person starts sending them stuff that speaks to what they shared in the chat, now we're having a conversation, right? I'm not being talked at, I'm being talked with. And that's really what makes this change. This grows trust and it moves people towards saying yes that much more quickly. And the people who are most ready to take action aren't going to get buried in your list and treated like just another number, right? Somebody else who just might convert one day, right? So what GetOiling does with this chat information automatically is a couple of things. Their answers will allow you to apply a tag to their contact record so that you can identify them. You could also use automations here to apply a follow-up campaign. Maybe if somebody answers questions in a particular way, you want to be able to be told by GetOiling, hey, this is a person you need to go and reach out to and connect with right now, right? Based on what they shared. You could also, of course, in their contact card, get a summary of what was said, what was shared, what their answers were, so that you know exactly who to prioritize and what to use in information should you follow up individually. And there's no extra steps. There's no manual sorting. It's all connected because you can set up your custom GPT to create what's called conditional response marketing. So basically what you do is from the answers that they provide, you have outcomes. And from those outcomes, we can move in a number of different directions, right? If there's someone who answers questions that indicate that they are ready to talk to somebody, it could actually escalate straight to you, right? Or maybe they're interested in learning about a particular topic. So we want to send them only information about that. Or maybe they're just generally curious and we're just going to put them onto our general mailing list or just send them our Tuesday weekly wellness tips, right? Which is something you can do from this as well. So let's talk about what you can build and what you want to ask in this instance. If we want to use this custom GPT feature to be able to collect, nurture, and most importantly, convert our leads. So I want you to think about the one question that would change how you follow up with someone, right? So if someone came to your website right now, and obviously they put in their name and email, what is one question that you could ask them that would indicate to you that you would drop everything to go talk to that person if they answered yes to this question? Right? Or you would prioritize it. Obviously, I'm not suggesting that you create imbalance in the way that you deal with your life and business. But what would that question be? Head into the chat. Let me know. Think about that for a second. And I think this is something that would be really helpful to one another, right? To kind of explore and ideate these things together. So what is one question that if you could ask it of every person who visits your website, if they answered that question, it would fundamentally change how you followed up with them. All right. And we want to design our quiz around that, right? We want to design this custom GPT. It's not necessarily a quiz, right? You don't have to frame this as a quiz. I did do that as a quick demo last week. But the idea here is that we want to design around that, not around what we want to say, right? But what we need to know. Think about these tools, these custom GPTs as intelligence gathering machines, sorting through answers from curious people so that you know exactly who your next customer is. Does that make sense? So we aren't going to create a quiz so that we can say, here's what balance and burn is, right? Or here's what thieves is, or here's what Ningxia is. No, we want to think about who this person is and what is it that's in their mind right now that would have you say, oh yeah, we need to hop on a call because then I can actually sell them balance and burn, Ningxia, thieves, etc. Right? So what is that thing? And we're going to design around that. And at the end of the day, a few good questions are going to beat a long form every time. And if you don't feel confident in what these questions are, it's fine. The GPT builder in GetOiling will actually facilitate and help you with these. So if you actually go in to the builder, which I'll show you here in just a moment, and I'm just going to demonstrate as somebody who knows very, very little about using AI or maybe nothing at all, so that you can follow this same process and come up with something that works really nicely for you, at least as a starting point today. All right. So let's go see it in action. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get into the Jane account here in GetOiling, and we're going to get started with this. All right. And actually, quick question for those of you here on the call, let me know, have you tried this feature yet? Have you actually gone into your GetOiling account and played around with it? What kind of a quiz did you create? Let us know in the chat so that folks can be inspired by the work that you're doing. And if there's something that you're interested in accomplishing with yours, I would love to bring you out and chat with you here on the call today, and we can explore ways to set this up and make it work more effectively. And today I want to really focus on how we can use this for our lead generation qualification and moving people toward, say, a wellness consult with us so that we can get them started with Young Living. All right. So what we're going to do is from our dashboard here in GetOiling, you're going to find the GPT creator all the way down here under the content library, right? So the content library has got my GPTs and quizzes. So I'm going to go to create GPT right here. And this is what it's going to look like for you if you're brand new. Now, really quick, one thing that I would highly, highly, highly recommend you do, if you haven't done so yet, is to come down here to my account settings, go to AI settings, and make sure you've got some background information in here, right? So I did a training on this previously. And let me actually just run to the Success Academy real quick and show you exactly where you can find this. And I'll share you guys the link that's on our blog. So if you go here and you type in AI settings, my actual recommendation here, and this is how to train AI. This is the one that we want to use, but I don't want to just send you straight to the video. I actually want to encourage you to visit this blog post because it actually has a download that you can use as a starting point. If you scroll down here to the bottom, you'll see there's a replay, but there's a cheat sheet right here. And this cheat sheet is what's going to allow you sort of a framework where you can kind of say, here's my prompting rule, here's who I help, here's what I offer that's free. Here's how I enroll customers, right? So here's my approach. Maybe I do classes. Maybe my classes are in my home, or maybe I am a wellness practitioner and I refer patients to get oils after they've, been through their first series with me, or however it is that you sign people up. You want to make sure that your AI is clear on that. All this kind of information. So there's a full training on this and a cheat sheet. I'm going to pop this into the chat here. So you guys can get this in place, right? So if this is something you haven't done yet, highly recommend that you do that because this is going to influence, coming back over here to our AI settings under account settings, AI settings. What you put in here, including your preferred AI model, mine is personally Claude. I just think it's the most human sounding one. I think the only one that I've ChatGPT, I'm not loving lately, just based on the outputs that it's giving. I was using it enthusiastically before. I've heard a lot of folks love Grok. So anyway, just pick the one that you like. I'm going to use this one. You also don't have to. You can use Auto. But put your prompting information in here. Certainly consider putting links in here if you are maybe sending people to a wellness consult. Or your weekly wellness tips, right? Or to your events page. This is going to help AI throughout the GetOiling system when you have it right for you to be better informed about your approach, right? And so for instance, actually, if I wanted to come in here and I filled this out, I have all of this information, and I just want to open up Write AI and come up with some ideas, I'm going to come here to Write with AI and say, I would like to set up a lead generating quiz using a custom GPT chatbot. Come up with some ideas that fit my audience, that would quickly allow me to identify the best people to pursue to have a wellness consult and sign up for Young Living. So I actually like the idea of ideating first, right? So I'm just going to have this write with AI write for me. Now let's come over here and see what you guys are saying. Paula has which woman of the Bible are you quiz. I love that idea. Karen hasn't used it yet. Excited to learn. Awesome. Kathy says, what is the most important health improvement you'd love to see in your life, a loved one's life, or even in your furry friend's health? That's great. I like that. What's one thing you would like to be able to do that current health conditions prevent? Ooh. Oh, that's a really powerful question. I would, Sheila, that one that you just asked there, I would maybe couch that inside of a quiz, right? Because that's something that's going to really reveal the why behind why someone is pursuing the answer to a question, right? Oh, I like that one. All right. So here are some several lead generating ideas for our quiz. Low tox living, start small and grow is sort of my audience, right? So again, I've already taught it. You saw the AI settings. Let me just expand this a bit. You saw my AI settings, and this is providing recommendations to me based on what I've already given it, right? So it's going to help me quickly flag the best fit people for a personalized wellness consult. Lead facing concepts, that's what I want. No product mentions. Perfect. So what's my low tox starting point? I don't love that as a name, but the purpose here is to identify motivated beginners who feel stuck and want a clear plan. If they're overwhelmed, they're ready to change, they want step-by-step support, they're a fit. The sample outcomes could be recommendations, it looks like. Key questions are here. Hidden toxin hotspots, we are getting closer. I like this one. Quickly surface urgency and need across categories. Great fit consult signals or multiple hotspot symptoms and want help prioritizing. Yes, no style checklist with a score. Okay, do you use plug-in scented candles or air fresheners? Do you use conventional laundry detergent and dryer sheets? What kind of bathroom cleaners do you use? Do you use non-stick pans? Do you microwave in plastic? Synthetic fragrances, right? Is there anything in your perfume that you can't pronounce? Mold concerns, ventilation, pest sprays indoors. Okay, here we go. Results, low tox curious, ready for simple swaps, high priority reset. We've got calls to action. Obsessed. This is getting really good. Family sensitivity profile, people with symptoms that make them highly motivated. Yeah, that's going to skew a little bit too far into potential compliance issue territory. So I'm going to grab this one that it provided for me right here in the middle. I like this one a lot. I think that this is a good starting point. So I'm going to use my number 2 here, hidden hotspots quiz. I'm going to take this idea that it gave me. All right. And I'm going to come back over here too, because I want to actually go to the prompt creator, the chatbot creator in GetOiling. And I want to come prepared with like the best information possible. So I'm actually going to do this again. And by the way, if you have a dedicated AI that you use, right? So if you had ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini, whatever you like to use, and you have a project, let's say, where you've established a lot of these rules about your voice and your strategy and everything, highly recommend, a little more advanced, then you could actually work there as well to not only create the prompt that you give the GPT and GetOiling, but also the knowledge base that it would use. Just a thought. It's personally what I do, and it's a fast track to getting things accurate. But here I'm going to tell it that I am going to create a lead magnet quiz using an AI chatbot on my website. Below is the general framework for the quiz. Provide a prompt, a concise prompt that will help me get that started, right? So a concise prompt for the chatbot builder that will help me get started. I will paste in what it gave me. I will hit write, and let's see what it comes up with. And then we're going to come over and get started with our actual creating of the chatbot. Now, you don't have to do this thing that I'm showing you here, but I kind of like the idea of going in prepared, right? That's my personal reference. Again, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm going to show you how you can use this, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this hidden toxin hotspots quiz. I'm going to copy what's here. And let's go over here to GPT. Oh, not GPT chats. That's where we see the chats that have already taken place. I'm going to go to my GPTs and quizzes and get started. So you can start right here and use the AI assist. You could also just paste in a prompt like the one that we just created. And then it's going to ask us some follow-up questions, right? And now it has all of this information. One of the cool things, Greg has added this recently, when you actually go in to set up the automated stuff that happens based on their responses, if you've got all of this information in here, it's going to be better capable, like the system itself, of just creating those things that you need, like the campaigns, at later steps. So having all the information at the outset, the design of what you want to happen is ideal, but you can absolutely come here kind of fundamentally unclear on what you want and get a really good result. And if you want to see an example of that, I actually did that last week when we demoed this feature generally. I created just like a basic, like your scent style quiz or something like that, where we, determined like, are you warm and woodsy or clean and whatever, right? So we're going to take a quick look at this and see what it says. So we've got the name. We've got the description, the tone and personality, 7 yes or no questions. We track the yes scores. We're scoring it. We're collecting the contact. We are going to, this is good so far. Let's just go ahead and apply it. Let's help me set up the actions. So low tox curious, we're going to add that tag. That's fine. If they're low tox curious, let's just show them the thank you message for now. We're going to stay on this page. Depending on how you want to set this up, you can send them to different places, right? You can redirect to maybe you want to create a low tox curious page on your website. You want to send them there. Maybe you've got some embedded Young Living product recommendations there. Maybe you want to send them to a booking link, right? So redirect to a booking link. Maybe I want to offer a wellness consult. Right. So anyway, you have all of those opportunities here. You can enter a specific URL. You want to send them to your Facebook group, whatever that looks like. I'm going to use the thank you message though. And we are not going to be using lessons here because this doesn't live in a member area. Simple swaps. I've got the tag. Great. I am going to go back and create the campaigns later. Again, I'm going to use the thank you page for now. Skip that. High priority reset. That's fine as a tag. I'm going to send them to the thank you message there again. Not in a member area, so I skipped. Okay, so now we can go over here and fine tune on the outcomes tab. Now, because of the way that we're setting this up, right, we're going to show the hidden hotspots in their home. What we're going to do is not really give, so basically all of the information we're going to give them about their answers is going to be in the campaign, right? So there's not really a lot that we need to teach the AI on. And next week is weekly wellness tips next week we are going to be talking about this. Sorry. Yeah. Next week, we're going to be talking about this in the member area. So I will be getting into kind of what the knowledge base looks like. If you really needed to kind of train it on Young Living products and stuff like that, that is something that we can attach here, but I wouldn't use that in this case. I don't want to just be telling leads willy-nilly about product. I want to be able to get them into a conversation and sign them up as a customer before I start recommending them product, right? But here's what we need to do. I need to go in and edit each of these because they've got 3 different scores, right? So low tox curious, ready for simple swaps, and high priority reset. I'm going to go here to edit and scroll down here to add an action. And I want to start sending a campaign. Check this out. Create a new campaign. GPT name, description, summary. It's got all of this information in here for you. Oh my goodness. It's got all of this information and it's got the tone. It carries it in. You don't have to tell it what to do. Let's go ahead and have it create the campaign messages for us. And so this is, if they score this, they get these answers. This is so stinking cool. So this is going to create the campaign. Obviously, you are going to want to go through and make sure you like what it says, adjust as needed, right? Yeah, you look away for 1 second. I'll be showing this one again, Allison, don't worry. But basically, if you want to create a campaign that fits the outcomes for this GPT, you want your GetOiling system to just do it for you. Here we go. Your hidden toxin hotspots quiz, low tox curious follow-up. So here's your results and simple next steps. 3 simple swaps. Join the next class. Look at that call to action. Oof, I love this. Okay, so you can see how they're putting all of this together. So good. And this is going out for, 12 days. Yeah, let's hit create and call that a day. So we've got the campaign done there. We are going to save this outcome. And now let's go. Now you can see we're adding the tag Low Tox Curious and we start sending this campaign. Let's click edit for this one. Let's add a campaign here too. Allison, this is what you missed, by the way. So go add action, select action, start sending campaign, create new campaign, and it's going to import all of the important information about the quiz and specifically these results for the quiz. So we can create the campaign messages here. And of course, before you hit create, you should go in and put the additional information in here. If you're working with a third-party AI, then you could actually tell it what you want the whole thing to do, ask it to test your logic, right? And then ask it for a prompt, a knowledge base, and a file that you could upload right here to create a campaign. That's another option. But if you just want GetOiling to handle it for you, we could do that too. Check this out. Simple swaps is the result here. Fabulous. Create the campaign. And we'll do this one more time. We're going to keep this on the thank you page for now. We'll save the outcome. And then high priority reset. We're going to edit. It already has the tag. We're going to click add action, start sending campaign, create new campaign. And again, it's going to put it all in here. And we don't have to know how to do it. It does it for us. And then you can see what it's generating. If you want to change these messages, of course you can. If you want to go in and, into the drag and drop builder and make them pretty, you can do that too, right? So we can scroll through here. This one's offering a consult. Don't love that. Let's hit enter. Perfect. Okay. That might just be nope, that's definitely happening. Okay. So you might need to go through, just kind of double check when AI does stuff. It doesn't always necessarily understand how it looks when it's published, right? So always do a quick look and see what your options are here. So let's click create. And guys, we're almost completely done with this and ready to test it. So I'm going to click save outcome. Those are all of our outcomes. So now let's come over here and we can change our header background color. So you can see that's now a color that's in my palette. My button color, I will put here. I can also adjust if I'm going to share this on social media. Maybe I have a social media sharing image. The description that would pop up when you share, or when if you do want to make this search findable in search engines, then you can give it a page title, link path, and meta description here. You can choose to hide it from search engines if you want this to be something that's not discoverable anywhere else. I think that this is fine to keep visible. This is for leads. Publicly accessible, I would keep. If it's not checked, you can only add it to vaults. And then, of course, you can choose whether or not it's active and accepting conversations. Over here in configure, you do have the option as well to maybe add an image. So here, I'm going to find in Pixabay maybe low tox. Let's just see, because that's a keyword. I don't love any of these. I'm going to put natural products and see if there's something there. How about this? Yes, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to pop that right in. Again, don't even have to leave for Canva in this case, which is excellent. All right. And anything that you want to actually change here. If you want to change the name of this, you can do that here. The description, you can do this here as well. The welcome message, that's what's here. And if you want to go in and modify anything, the specifics, they're all right here, right? Conversation starters, you want to add another conversation starter, you can pop that in here too. We can collect conversation. So this is an important thing to consider. My recommendation is to require email and name in order to provide them with results. And I want you to collect the contact information during the conversation and inside the chat with natural language, right? Because if it pops up like a form, it creates some of the same resistance that forms create. But again, if this is in the context of a conversation, it is a lot easier to get that conversion, right? So in the chat itself, and you can also choose whether or not you want to escalate this to a person, right? So if I want to allow this to escalate, where this person says, I don't understand this, can I talk to somebody? Then we can allow this as well, right? So here's what I would recommend. If you are unclear at all on how to prompt it right here, describe the criteria. If you don't know what to say, you're in luck. Let me show you. All right, so I want to go back over here to create, and let's go chat with our creator, right? So here we're going to say, I want leads to be able to escalate to a conversation with me if they feel lost, confused, or are looking for information this quiz does not provide. If they have questions in response to the quiz itself, offer to connect with me directly. All right, so let's go ahead and send that, and it will do the configuration for us. All right. Valentina, what if you're not only a Young Living brand partner, but also coach or practitioner? How can I do this quiz system that can take them to either the Young Living products or our service? So really important, and this is why I'm not using this chatbot to recommend Young Living products to non-Young Living customers. Young Living's links, because they're not a referral marketing, like an internet-based referral marketing company, they're a relationship-based referral marketing company. The links that they have that are coded to you are not, they don't always work. And so if we're going to rely on automation, whether that be a link on your website, a post on your social, even the leaf links in GetOiling, on Young Living's end, those sales, if somebody clicks through, those sales don't 100% of the time become your customers. So I would caution anyone heavily from trying to use heavily automated methods to obtain customers, right? We want to use automated methods like this to qualify leads so that we can then have relationships with them. They know they've signed up with us when they sign up. We know that they tried to sign up so that we can validate that they're actually in our organization, right? Because people could be signing up off of links that you put out here. Even if you did it 100% correct, people could be signing up with those links and not becoming your customers, and you have no way of finding out. Right? Now, I have no idea how frequently or infrequently this is the case. It's just really important if you're going to be investing in tools like GetOiling and investing your time in actually growing your business. It's important that you know that there are holes in that bucket where it comes to just putting Young Living links out there, even if they're yours, and just believing that that is going to, anybody who clicks it is actually going to become your customer, because there are times it doesn't work and there's no way for you to know if you don't have a relationship with that person. So I know it's a long answer, but what I would do is maybe in your case, Valentina, maybe ask some questions that would help you to determine what someone is actually looking for or what they're ready for. And in most cases, I would recommend getting them into a brief, like a wellness consult with you, because what if it's a yes and? Right? What if this is somebody who, you know, you could be serving both ways? But if you hop on a quick call with them, you can point them in the right direction, ensure that they actually sign up for Young Living with your information. If they, you know, aren't a fit for coaching, or of course you could sign them up for coaching, or both. All right. Paula sends them to the Why I Chose Young Living page. That's a really great option. And on that Why I Chose Young Living page on your website, you want to include information like when you sign up, make sure that you see that this is my referral number. Right? Like there's a lot of sort of fail safes that you want to put in place if you want to rely that heavily on automation. Okay, sorry. This is a really long sidebar there. Okay, so it's updated our GPT to enable escalation to a live conversation. All right. When, let's see, if they're lost, confused, they want information outside the quiz, they question results, we've got added guidance in the instructions to offer the GPT to connect directly. Everything else is unchanged. Beautiful. Yeah, I want to also, I also want to, gosh, there was something else I was going to do here. Yeah, this is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and apply this for now. I'm going to apply this and let's go save it. because I also want to show you where you can put this on your website, right? So I'm going to go, let's go test it. Let's view it live. All right. So this says, I'm your wellness guide, ready to uncover hidden toxin hotspots in your home. It's just 7 quick yes or no questions. Let's discover your next steps together. I'm ready. All right. I'm excited to, okay, so do you use plug-in air freshener, scented candles, or room sprays? Yeah, regularly. Let's just assume we're going to say yes. Are you using conventional laundry detergent or dryer sheets? Maybe I don't know what that is. I'm just going to say yes. I don't want to send it right off to the like escalate right here. Do you use harsh bathroom cleaners or bleach for daily cleaning? No. Do you cook with nonstick pans or heat plastic in the microwave or oven? No. Do your personal care products list fragrance or perfume and ingredients? Yes. Do you have mold concerns, moisture issues, or poor ventilation in your home? No. Do you spray pesticides or use pest control sprays indoors? No. Already making great choices. With just 3 yeses, you're on a solid path. Join our Low Tox Living class. Click the button below to take the next step. Okay, so you know what I think I needed to do here? Because it's recognizing me as a contact in the system and it's behaving a little differently, right? And it's sending us to my events page. So we need to go back and let's test this. I'm going to copy the link to this. I'm going to try this in a private window because we do have settings on the back end that actually has the GPT behave differently based on whether or not someone is actually a contact in your system, right? So that it knows them. So let's try this. All right, so it doesn't know me. See, I don't know if you noticed before, but it said, hi, Ashley, underneath, right? So I'm gonna say I'm ready, and let's try this again. And Sheila, yeah, I'm going to show you. You can actually share this as a link as I'm using right here. So it shows up just like this, and you could just point to it from anywhere that you would share a link. You could also embed this onto a page where it pops up. So you could just have this on your homepage as a little chat bot on the bottom if you wanted to do that too. Oh, and Valentina, follow-up question. So I can do a quiz that directs them to a one-on-one consult. 100%. Yes, absolutely. That can be where you send them after they have completed the quiz. It could also be something that you put into the campaign as a call to action. All right, so we're going to say yes to this. I am not using those. I'm using something natural. We've got allergies. Yes, I'm using harsh bathroom cleaners. Yes, I'm using nonstick and plastic. Yes, I have those in my ingredients. No, I'm going to say no to that one. And I'm going to say no to that one. Okay, so there's a pop-up happening here and it's offering a low tox living class. So now do you see how we just went through this process? And this is kind of what happens if you don't go in with everything super clearly defined. You can, have a need like this to go back and tweak, right? So here's what that looks like, because you're going to experience this too. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say what it's doing, right? So okay, so I just tested this and you are not collecting the name of the contact at the start of the conversation, as you should, nor are you asking for the email address before offering to share their results. I'm seeing a pop up as a final response, asking for name and email, and a message from you offering a class instead of naming my result and telling me to check my email to see the rest. All right, so we're going to tell it what we need it to do. And yeah, so the finished product, where on your website would it be located? So it is its own URL, right? So if we click view live, this is where it is, right? It's your website / GPT / the name of it, right? That's not the only option though, right? So if we wanted to put this onto different pages on your website, so let's actually see what that looks like. So I'm going to go over here to website pages and I'm going to go find home. Here we go. Under settings, and this is really important because you want to be able to use this, right? So under settings, leads, custom GPT. So I'm going to show a floating GPT chatbot on this page. I'm going to select it. I'm going to keep it on the bottom right. And we'll say this is going to be called quiz your hidden toxin hotspots. And I want to automatically open the chat after 5 seconds because this is a lead magnet. I'm going to go done, save, view. Do you see it? Your hidden toxin hotspots. There we go. So that is where this is going to show up, right? And you could have it show up on the left-hand side. And the cool thing is too, it's not just pages where this can show up. You could also take this and put it onto your blog. So if I go to personalize blog, I can come down here and put this custom GPT chatbot here as well. Hidden toxin hotspots quiz, auto open after delay. And I'll say the same thing here, quiz hidden toxin hotspots, right? Save those changes. View the blog. There it is. Right? So this can follow people around the website, which is pretty cool. So let's come back over here and it is updating the configuration. I can apply it. I will save it. And just like I did before, because it does know you, right? It knows you. So if you come over here and you see, it says, you see where it says not Ashley? If it says something like that there, it recognizes you. If you're testing it, my recommendation would be to copy link and then go open a new private window. So private browsing screen is what we're doing, or incognito mode. We're going to go and visit that link and then start the quiz and we'll test it again. So you want to go through and just make sure that it's performing exactly as you want it to. And we'll do like kind of a speed run here. And here we go. Perfect. All right. Thrilled you're ready to uncover those hidden toxin hotspots in your home. To make this personal, can I have your name? Beautiful. All right. So it's doing this correctly. You're now seeing that it's doing what we want it to. So let's go ahead and answer these questions. We'll see how it performs, and then we'll know that it's ready to use, right? And this is pretty quick, right? Yes, no, other. And if they click other, it's going to offer to send them to you because that's how we set it up. Isn't that neat? All right, let's keep that going. One more. And let's just make sure it's working the way that we want. All right. Several areas where small changes can make a big impact. Our class shows you exactly where to start. Send your full personalized next steps and results to your email. What's your best email address? Beautiful. Let's send that off. All right, check your email shortly for the details. And continue is actually taking us to our events page, which is cool. All right, and that's something that you can modify as well. So let's go back over here. This is all done. It's set up. We've got those things in place, but let's take a look at this, guys. Come over here to the contacts menu to GPT chats. Look at this. These are the ones that were initiated. So we can actually see what's happened. So if somebody were to maybe escalate here, it would then become a live chat, right? So if they actually asked to speak with you or it was offered for them to speak with you, you would be notified by GetOiling. And then this would be an opportunity for you to come over here to GPT chats and to communicate, right? So here's the bot, and here are the ones that you are a part of, right? That you've been called into. You have the ability as well to view the contact and to actually email this person directly as well. Isn't that so neat? All right, let me go see if we've got anything happening here in the Q&A. We do. And I'm going to get those questions answered for you. And I'm really excited to see how you guys play around with this, and really interested to see how it works. All right, so how do we set up or create a knowledge base? So I'm going to get more into that next week, Dirk, because a knowledge base is going to have more to do with like, okay, so I'll give you an example. If it's lead basing, right? So if this is something that you want to put onto like a sales page, for instance, like maybe you want to use this as a replacement for like a Q&A. Maybe you're offering something somebody might buy, but they have questions before they purchase. And this could be like a little helper bot. A knowledge base is going to be something that's going to define the scope of like questions that could be answered and what correct means. Short answer, I use AI for this. I use a paid AI for this. What I generally do is I go into Claude, and I 100% use paid AI. I go into Claude and I say, here's the bot that I'm building. I need a knowledge base. That's how I do it, because I don't really know how to do it otherwise. There's one, I'm going to show you guys how to create one next week, and maybe even give you a version of one next week that might be for serving customers in a member area. I'm going to talk about quizzes more so next week though. Quizzes would also be a case too, if you're going to use that inside of a course. A knowledge base is maybe going to reference like what the bounds of correct and incorrect responses could be. A knowledge base would also be something that it opens up to reference to find answers, right? So setting up, like creating one, you could write it out if it's simple. My recommendation would be to lean into AI to build it, and maybe even ask ours and see if it'll come up with a brief one for you based on what you want to do. All right, Paula says my standalone GPTs are showing the wrong menu at the top, the built-in pages menu instead of my homepage menu. Oh, okay, that is probably over my head. So Colin, you're nodding like you're on it, so I believe you are. Oh, the footer on the events page, that is a resource bundle. I'm trying to remember. I think that's a more recent footer training. Let's go look. This one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a, I think we did a footer training. It's been at least a year. It's probably been more since I did that. So let me go over here to the Success Academy and see if I've got anything on maybe a footer. Another thing that might have been for is, I think it is the footer one, whatever our most recent footer training is. Oh, there we go. Let's see if that's the case. All right. This is the resource. And this is the, yep, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one. This is before we started blogging. So I'm going to type this in here. But if you want to relocate it and you're somebody who's watching the replay, go to the Success Academy, search for footer, and it is the most recent one that we did. This would have been from July of 24, which is certainly over a year ago. So don't choose the footer one from 5 years ago, choose the one from a year ago, and that's actually the one where you'll find it. It's got all of, it's Canva templates. So the footer is in there, but all of the templates that you need from Canva are there as well. All right. I'm really curious to see what you guys are working on with this ChatGPT. If there's one that you have set up that you want a hand on, sorry, Paula, that I can't, I don't know how to fix the thing that you mentioned. You are speaking above my pay grade right now. But next week, we are going to be talking specifically about quizzes inside of courses. So knowledge bases are going to be a key part of that. There will be future trainings where we talk about how to use this to support your customers as well. I think that for brand partners, one of the most powerful ways we can use this feature is to answer the questions that we have answered 37 million times to our customers, right? So obviously this new person has the same question that 5,700 people have had. If you have a little bot that answers that question that they could get to quickly and they don't have to wait for you to respond, that's really where a knowledge base becomes powerful, right? So this is where you would put something like, if they ask what the gift with purchase is this month, go to this, send them to this link, right? If they say, I don't remember how to log in, send them show them this link. If they ask, what is loyalty rewards? Then you provide information on loyalty rewards, and that's inside the knowledge base, right? So that's kind of an example of how you could set something like that up. They do get trickier the more complex you make them, and the sort of Venn diagram of accuracy and dialed in requirements, right? This is kind of where it gets it can get a little tricky, right? And this is true not just with building an AI chatbot inside of GetOiling, but if you are somebody that maybe has ChatGPT or Claude or something like that, and you have a project and you have very specific things that you want it to do, and you don't want a lot of wiggle room, you want it to sound like you, etc. It can get tricky, right? Like the more complex you want it to be, the more skilled you need to become in asking it for exactly what you want, right? So we are growing in our ability to communicate with the AI, and your degree of proficiency in communicating with AI really does dictate the results that you get. The good news is that the AI that's built into GetOiling, if you have those AI settings there, they're going to be something that really helps to guide it so that you don't have to remember how to prompt it perfectly. You know, you could just simply go in and say, give me some ideas, right? So please do, if you haven't done so yet, go to watch that AI training, that AI settings training. If you haven't done it yet, set up your AI settings and GetOiling. And if you use a dedicated AI that you pay for, perhaps outside of GetOiling, please set up a project, put files inside of that project that dictate your rules about how you speak, what your strategy is, who your people are, and maybe put in, if you are going to be talking about product with any frequency, put in information about Young Living's compliance, right? Put in your rules about what a blog post is supposed to have and not have. If you are in Momentum, by the way, then you're going to have a full masterclass on how to set that up. By the way, just real quick, not sure if you guys caught this. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up for Momentum for the upcoming spring season. Go into your GetOiling dashboard, and it's right here. Guys, for less than the cost of your Ningxia order this month that you just got, you can get 3 months of support and full systems, right? Full systems, everything that you need to know to grow. For years, I have had folks coming up to me at convention saying, I've had GetOiling forever, I'm not making the most of it. We made Momentum to fix that, right? So that you know exactly what you need to know how to do, right? The most important things you need to know how to do, the proficiencies that are necessary for you to build. It's not necessary for you to use everything that GetOiling has for you to get your money's worth and get away like gangbusters. Because most people who pay for tools like you have with GetOiling, that most of us pay maybe $50, $70 a month for, maybe even less. Most people out in the world who use tools like this pay $1,000 a month for them at places like HubSpot. And I show you how to master what you have here to grow your Young Living business. So consider getting into Momentum. Excited to have you guys there. The alumni workshop for everybody who's returning is going to be focused on setting up those rules and assets in your AI projects and AI settings so that it's dialed in, works like you, writes like you, so that when you ask it for a blog post, it's done, it's correct. So that when you ask it for a knowledge base, for a for a prompt to build a chatbot, it's done, it's correct. You can build these things incredibly quickly if you've got the right tools in place. So get into Momentum and you'll be able to get access to those. Valentina, I'm so glad that you were able to join us in December. Few actually, because of the way Young Living works, make it all the way through, do every single thing. So just highly recommend that you hop back in for the spring. No, it's the same thing, right? So Momentum is a 3-month, it's a season, right? So you purchase Momentum in December for a season. And so everyone who purchased in December, if they're not sticking around for the spring, will be leaving the vault tomorrow, right? So it's a 3-month thing. Cornelia is coming back for a 3rd time. Awesome. Happy to hear that. Yeah, and we have, you'll also see, Valentina, access to the alumni workshop, which is where we're going to be setting up those AI tools. All right. That's fine. I mean, honestly, again, at the end of the day, if you could hop on twice a week and pick my brain, Is it worth $97 for 3 months? If it's worth it to you, then I think that's worth it. And that's just the calls that we offer that are hands-on, where you can come and ask questions. So it's a great deal, and it's worth considering if you haven't done it. And yes, of course, hey Felba, I'm happy you're coming back as well. The replays from December, they're still in there right now if you want to check them out, but you'll be able to join another live workshop. So if you're still kind of working to get the systems in place from last season's workshop, you're going to have a whole new live workshop that you can attend. So like, I'll do you one better. Don't worry about the December replay. You're going to be able to go live in March. All right. Thank you guys for sticking around, for being incredible. I certainly hope to be working with all of you in Momentum here in the spring. And definitely make sure that you guys do that before tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, midnight Central Time, done. It's over. That's everyone who's in for this season before we offer this again for the summer. We're going to get all of your content set up. You're going to master AI where it counts, master GetOiling where it counts, even if you need baby steps. If you are someone who does not feel tech comfortable, this is the right move. Why? You can get on a call with me as many as 2 times a week, every week for 3 months. And that is, just understand, this isn't just about learning a thing and then going and trying to hunt and do it by yourself. If you need the hands-on help, if you're stuck at all, you got me. All right. So look forward to having you guys, and we will talk soon. See you next week. Take care, everybody.